Hey guys, and welcome to Victoria's Cantina, where today we're having a look at the Mattel Jurassic World Legacy Collection San Diego Comic-Con exclusive John Hammond 3 3/4 inch scale action figure. A tremendous thanks to Mattel for sending this review sample my way, that way I can showcase and review the figure for you. That way you know what it's all about. So a few notes to go over before we get into the review. This figure is in scale with the core Jurassic World toy line. It is a 3 3/4 inch figure like the rest of the action figures in this line. It includes John Hammond, his iconic amber cane, and an incubator with dinosaur hatchling. The SRP on this one is $15, and it launches exclusively at San Diego Comic-Con 2019, where it is a convention exclusive. Additionally, this execution will not launch at mass retail. And I think it's important that we pay attention to the wording of that. Launching at Comic-Con is important because it sounds like that's the first opportunity to get it. And also, this execution will not launch at mass retail, and that could very well mean that the figure will get a mass release at a later date. We don't have any details at this point in time regarding a wide release, but I would count on it. I think it makes good business sense, and also that's generally what happens with these Comic-Con exclusives is, there's just something slightly different about them before they hit mass release later on. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Now let's go ahead and look at the packaging. The packaging for this is so gorgeous. It is very classic Jurassic Park. If you collected the Kenner Jurassic Park line back in the day, as so many of us did, then this is going to be very recognizable to you. I love the Jurassic Park gate, the way that it looks. It's just so iconic, and the golden sunset in the background is awesome with the palm trees. I love that. I wish they would bring that back permanently on a modern Jurassic Park toy line. You get the T-Rex skeleton, you get the doors right there to the gate. You can see all the little flames that are lit up. Here at the back, you get the Jurassic Park logo, which, again, I love that logo. I'm glad they went with Jurassic Park and not the Jurassic World logo. This makes sense for this particular release. Warning, small parts, colors, and decorations may vary. One figure and 2 accessories included, and JurassicWorld.com. Nothing to see at the top, and here at the bottom, just the usual safety information and Mattel information there that we typically see. All right, so looking here at the gates. Now, I obviously want to open this up so you can take a closer look at it, but it is worth noting that if you want to see the figure without opening the package, you kind of still have to open the package because these doors are on perforation, so you have to pull them open in order to see the figure. So, see, now that we've done that, it's open, I guess, technically. But yeah, so you can see the figure in there looking really cool. Really, really cool. We're going to take a closer look in just a little bit. So to open the rest of the package, what you'll need to do is you're going to see there's some tape right here and then tape on this side too. So this tape looks like it's already coming off a little bit. So let's go ahead and pull that. And we'll go ahead and pull this open right here. And when we do that, figure slides out. Look, even the inside has some nice detail to it. Isn't that cool? You see the back of the gate? That's awesome. All right, so let's going to take a look at the figure itself. Wow, it's a 3 3/4 inch John Hammond action figure. You got to give me just a minute here because as you take this in, I'm taking this in for the first time. Yeah, I mean, we've waited 26 years for a John Hammond action figure, and here he is. It's kind of weird. It's a little bit surreal, but it's really awesome too. So the inner packaging, as you can see here, also looks gorgeous. This one does have the Jurassic World Legacy Collection logo, and the gate and all that kind of looks like what you saw on the Jurassic World Legacy packaging. That was available through Target here in the US. At the back, we get a very nice photo there of Hammond with Ellie and Alan. John Hammond is a creator, inventor, and loving grandfather who has high hopes for his theme park off the coast of Costa Rica. However, on Isla Nublar, the attractions sometimes eat the visitors. Welcome to Jurassic Park. So it does say this is ages 4+, I guess because it does kind of have some small parts. And, you don't want to break it if you're a really, really little kid. Here's your warning right there. Here at the back, it just says made in China, yada yada, Mattel, Jurassic World, and safety information right there, UPC right there. And All right, so I know you guys want me to open this, so let's do it. All right, so here's Hammond completely out of the packaging along with his cane and his incubator accessory. Let's go ahead and take a close-up look at the figure. So you can see that this is clearly John Hammond in his classic Jurassic Park outfit. I think they did a very nice job with the overall aesthetics of this figure. Just looking at it, I mean, perfect silhouette. It looks very proportionate. It has some very nice detailing on it. It's very nice sculpting. So looking here closer at Mr. Hammond, Dr. Hammond. Yeah, I mean, this looks great. This looks like just like what we saw in the photos last week where, you had that really awesome looking John Hammond portrait. It looks great. It really looks great. Definitely what we've been seeing with Legacy Collection, but perhaps even better. I mean, just kind of looking at it here, it almost looks like it's probably better than the other ones. And we will do comparison in just a little bit. Now, one thing I did notice right off the bat is that it looks like they didn't paint half of his hair. Like if you look on his left side, you can see that it is gray. But then once you get to the other half, oops, they didn't paint the hair. Yeah, so that is kind of funny. And the beard too, like there's his beard. There's no beard on that side. So that is a little bit weird. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Maybe just a QC issue. I assume that they're not all going to be like that, but it is worth noting. But yeah, the likeness is great. I think the eyeglasses look very nice. And his beard, the parts that are painted on anyway, look very nice. You can see his blue eyes through his glasses. Now, it seems like the glasses themselves may come off. They do seem to have the same system that the Dr. Malcolm figure had. However, it's a little bit hard to grasp them because of the hat. I'm having a little bit of difficulty with it. Yeah, I don't want to break anything. I'm going to say that it seems like they are removable. It's just a matter of, being able to get in there. You might need like some needle nose pliers or something to just kind of, grab at it. But the hat does not come off. You can actually see there where, the end of the head is and then the beginning of the hat is. So, yeah, that's permanently affixed. The hat looks nice, looks like straw. It's got some nice texture on it. It's got a little white loop going around it. The costume is quite nice. His linen or his woven shirt is nice. It looks like it did in the film. So that is really cool. It's very clean. Same with his sleeves and his pants. Skin tone looks quite nice. He's a very peach looking color. And his shoes are also white. There's the bottom. You can see the peg holes right there. He does have some slits right there at the bottom of the shirt. That way you can flex the articulation. Speaking of articulation, he's got some really nice movement at the head. Generally speaking, these Legacy figures don't have the best head movement. This one's actually pretty good. Pretty good there. At the shoulders, they are in insert molded joints. You can get them out. You can get them forward and back. Same at the elbows. You can rotate them as well. Nothing here at the wrist. He does have his gold watch. It is painted very nicely. It's quite shiny. And yeah, it's a really nice touch right there. Here at the waist, you can move it back and forth. There is also a slit right here, also up here as well. But we can't really see anything in there. It looks like maybe he's wearing a shirt under. Yeah, it's like painted gray or like off-white. But it is like attached right here. It's like glued or molded in place, so you can't really see a whole lot. But you can see his belt. He's also wearing a white belt. So yeah, I think that is reused from Owen right there. The hips, he does have insert molded joints. You can get them all the way out. You can get them in. You can go forward. They are a little bit restricted because of his shirt. And then at the knees, same thing. You can bend them. You can rotate them. And then nothing here at the ankles. So overall, fairly articulated figure in line with anything else in the 3 3/4 inch Jurassic toy line. All right, so Hammond does come with his cane, as you can see, and it is a little bit warped. You can see that it did get a little bit warped in the packaging. Thankfully, it seems like it does flex a little bit, so you can kind of tweak it just a little bit, and hopefully that'll help. But let's go ahead and take a look at the sculpting on it, beginning with the bamboo. The bamboo is really nicely done. I think they did a very nice job matching that to the way it appears in the film. And the amber at the top looks really cool. It's translucent, golden plastic, and the mosquito is basically just painted on. It's not inside the cane, which I wouldn't really expect on a figure of this size. So it is kind of painted on. Looks a little funny, but you get the idea. It's the mosquito inside the amber. So I would say that it works. You also get the incubator. As you can see here, we have a couple of eggs. Both of them are hatching. The one on the right just has a crack in it. The one on the left is actually out of the egg. So there's not the top half of the egg. I don't know where that is. Maybe Dr. Grant has it somewhere. But the raptor is coming out of the egg, and it's pretty fun. You can see that there's some grass or some sort of insulation underneath the eggs. And then, of course, you have this bowl that it sits at the bottom, and then this gray base. It's a pretty fun accessory. It's not the fanciest accessory by any stretch. And it's not entirely film accurate, especially when you look at that green raptor, which doesn't really look like the hatchling we see in Jurassic Park. The snout's a little bit long, but you know, it gives you the idea of what it's supposed to be. So I think that's pretty fun. And some really nice white plastic here in the bowl of the incubator. And then here's the base. You can spin it if you wanted to do that. There's not really any point in doing that, but if you felt like doing it, you could. All right, so here is Dr. Hammond. Here's Owen. I've analyzed this figure along with all the other figures from this line, all the male figures, and there is only one piece that is reused on Hammond from any of these other figures, and that is going to be the lower torso where the legs connect. That is actually the same piece that we have on this Owen figure. So very interesting. So it's a completely brand new sculpt except for that lower torso piece. So very interesting stuff. All right, so here's the money shot right here. We have Hammond along with the rest of the Legacy Collection Jurassic Park figures. Now, this feels great. It feels awesome to have Hammond. This is probably the one figure that you would have wanted to have seen done that wasn't already done. Obviously, we still need Tim. We still need Lex. Those are two hugely important figures. We also want Nedry. I mean, who doesn't? But Hammond feels like an integral piece that really helps to round out these characters from earlier on in Jurassic Park. So it's super, super awesome that Mattel has told one up, and he is available at least through this convention exclusive release, and presumably and hopefully he will be available to a wider audience a little bit later on. Now, of course, Hammond does fit into the Jurassic Park Jeep. I took the release that came with the Dimorphodon and I combined it with the Legacy version of the Jeep, and that's basically what the top half of the vehicle is. So just kind of my own little personal thing, along with the chassis from the Legacy one, of course. But yeah, he fits in there. The only thing is you do kind of have to flex his shirt upwards a little bit in order to seat him in there. It's not the best fit. It is a little bit hard as it is to put four figures in here. The back seats are a little more cramped than the front seats, but it definitely works. If you wanted to display them like that in the Jeep, you could do that. Or even position Hammond standing at the top, just like he did in Jurassic Park. Here is Hammond along with my custom painted Extreme Chompin' T-Rex, and you can see that he scales pretty well with Rexy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Mattel Jurassic World Legacy Collection, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, John Hammond. Overall, you guys, this is a great figure. I don't really need to tell you that. I'm sure that you can see that it's very nicely executed. Other than the fact that my sample doesn't have half of his head painted, which is a little bit weird. It's still a really great figure. It's sculpted very nicely. It's articulated fairly well, and he interacts with his cane and the hatchling accessory very nicely. Of course, you have the exclusive packaging here, which is really nice looking, and definitely, for me, probably the highlight of this set. I do enjoy the Raptor hatchling accessory, but it's that packaging that really sets this off for me. I like it quite a bit. Once again, Hammond retails for $15 and he is launching at San Diego Comic-Con. Again, a huge thank you to Mattel for sending this review sample my way. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this review. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are about the way that Hammond turned out. What do you think of the packaging? What do you think of the accessory? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. And if you want Hammond, well, guess what? You're in luck. I am going to be giving this figure away. In order to win it, it's very easy. All you have to do is leave a review for Cantina Chatter Podcast over on iTunes/Apple Podcasts. If you have iTunes on your desktop, just fire it up. Search for Cantina Chatter Podcast. Click on ratings and reviews. Give us 5 stars and then write a quick review, just letting us know what you like about Cantina Chatter Podcast. It will take about a day for your review to show up, so be patient with that. And once it's up, send me a screen grab via email, victoriascantina@yahoo.com. along with your YouTube username. And then we will do a random.org drawing on July 15th to determine who the winner of this figure is. The winner will be announced here on YouTube. If you've already left a review for Cantina Chatter, then you can leave one for Discoveryland. Also, Patreon members get an additional entry to the contest. If you'd like to double your chances, then consider joining us over on Patreon. There's a link in the description. Alright guys, so thanks again. As always, I appreciate you tuning in to Victoria's Cantina. Until next time, bye-bye.